Hi friends, my name is Chaitanya Patke and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to analyze the central contract list which the BCCI announced a couple of days ago for the year 2024, and we will have to address the elephant in the room first of all. Very good decision, a very courageous decision by the BCCI, and a decision that will set precedent to the younger players that we have to prioritize domestic cricket and the Ranji Trophy. If you just run after the IPL contract and think that through IPL you will get a chance to perform in the Indian team, you are dead wrong and you are living in the fool's world. So they did brilliantly well by denying the contracts to both Ishan Kishan as well as Shreyas Iyer, who blatantly ignored BCCI's instructions that they have to prioritize Ranji Trophy and turn up for their respective states, that is Mumbai, sides, I beg your pardon, that is Mumbai as well as Jharkhand, and both of them didn't pay heed to it. They were in their own arrogance and they paid a heavy price for it. Now I have to inform you one thing as well. Now many people will say that both of them earn crores and crores of rupees, and not getting 3 crore or 5 crore rupees won't put a much hole in their pocket for the rest of the years, because as we know that cricketers today are multi-millionaires due to the excellent salaries paid by the BCCI as well as the great amount of money they earn for turning up for 2 months for the respective IPL franchises. I would want to clarify one thing: central contracts are not about money. When cricketers are as popular as Ishan Kishan or Shreyas Iyer, they earn crores or crores through not only their contracts but also through their management agency by doing various ads and various business interests. So for them, money is not a thing at all. They won't take a big hit financially, but they will take a big hit on their name. Their reputation is completely ruined because they blatantly disregarded the BCCI's diktat. And when you reach a certain stage in the career where Ishan Kishan as well as Shreyas Iyer are, despite the fact of being the young players, the problem is we have to maintain the reputation. The money doesn't remain a problem, the money keeps flowing in, but if reputation is gone, if respect is gone, if love for the game is gone, that tarnishes your image and it is very difficult to recover from such sort of blows. That is the stuff that both Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer have to do now to get back into the good graces of the BCCI as well as the team management. They are in the bad books of BCCI so much that the BCCI actually put out a different statement for both of them. It read as follows: please note that Shreyas Iyer and Ishan Kishan were not considered for the annual contracts in this round of recommendations, and clearly it states that BCCI took their name and mentioned it separately, shows that they are out of favor with the board and they need to work hard, they need to regain the trust of the BCCI as well as the team management. So well done to them. What was Shreyas Iyer's case? He actually completely and blatantly lied to the team management that for not turning up for Mumbai against Baroda in the quarter final of the Ranji Trophy. As we know that BCCI released him, there were some rumors that it was a side strain, that's why BCCI is not playing Shreyas Iyer. But as I said in my previous videos as well, BCCI doesn't actually say it clearly and confidently, despite many chairmen coming and going, that you are not considered for selection because you are out of form. As we know, Shreyas Iyer performed woefully in the 4 innings that he played against England in the Test series. So he actually wasn't sorry for that. So he wasn't rested, or he was actually dropped. Then the BCCI told him to play the Ranji Trophy. Shreyas Iyer lied. Then BCCI said, okay, you have a back problem, then go to the National Cricket Academy. In the National Cricket Academy, the chief physiotherapist, Mr. Nitin Patel, who has been associated with the BCCI Indian team as well as the Mumbai Indians as a chief physiotherapist for the last 15 years. We don't have to forget that Mr. Nitin Patel was our chief physiotherapist when we won the 2011 50 over World Cup in India. He's not a slouch at all, and he has been associated with the board for a long period of time. He completely said that we didn't find any problem with Shreyas Iyer, he is fit and fine. So Shreyas Iyer fell on its face, and this despite the fact that only 2 or 3 before Shreyas Iyer lying came Jay Shah's statement, the honorary secretary of the BCCI, that players who will not give due importance or consideration to domestic cricket, despite the fact of being fit and being fit will have severe consequences if they only concentrate on the IPL and don't play the domestic tournaments if they are not playing for Team India. So it was clear, but still Shreyas Iyer didn't use his brain and he faced the consequences. Coming to the Ishan Kishan's case, as we know that he demanded a mental break, which is quite good because as we know that he was constantly being selected into the squad, but he wasn't been able to make to the playing 11. So that takes its toll. But as I said in my previous videos as well, the competition for places in Team India is so intense that unless and until there is a place available, despite you have various amount of talent or various degree of talent, you won't get into the playing 11. So that frustration played its parts, but here is where Ishan Kishan's downward spiral began. What he did after taking a mental health break, he actually gone to Dubai and partied hard, which is against the conventions. He lied to the head coach Rahul Dravid as well. Then after that, BCCI told him to turn up for Jharkhand in the Ranji Trophy. He blatantly disregarded that distract, and he personally was training with Krunal Pandya as well as Hardik Pandya in Vadodara for the IPL. And that was the disrespect, and BCCI did an excellent decision of not awarding both of them the contract. Hopefully the younger players will learn. Now Shreyas Iyer has decided to turn up tomorrow, that is March the 2nd, for Mumbai against Tamil Nadu in the Ranji Trophy semi-final. But as I said, it's too little too late, and let's see what happens in the future. We will now come to the fact that the players that which have been announced in the A plus categories. There are 4 categories, but the BCCI has introduced the 5th category as well. Jasprit Bumrah, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and Ravindra Jadeja in A plus category. No surprises in that. In A category, there are actually 6 players: Ravichandran Ashwin, Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj, KL Rahul and Shubman Gill. And Hardik Pandya. In Shubman Gill, KL Rahul and Mohammad Siraj have got promotion from grade B to grade A because of their scintillating performances. It's 2023. Now many people will question that why Hardik Pandya was not demoted to category B at least, or some cricketers are saying why wasn't he treated as Shreyas Iyer as well as Hardik Pandya. He should also wouldn't have been given the contract altogether. But actually we have to differentiate the case. In my humble opinion, the case of Shreyas Iyer as well as Ishan Kishan is of indiscipline. Unfortunately, whatever time Hardik Pandya plays with Team India, he performs exceptionally well. We don't have to forget that he was the captain of the Indian team in the T20 format, and he can be the captain in the ODI format as well if he body permits, when Rohit Sharma decides to hang up his boots. And he has rescued India from precarious situations in the World Cup as well and in numerous matches. So it is very unfortunate that Hardik Pandya plays very less for the Indian team because he gets injured more often than not, various kind of injuries, but that is the sort of luck that he has. Now people will say that he is completely injury free during the IPL. We don't have to forget that he missed a couple of games in 2023 when Rashid Khan was actually the captain of Gujarat Titans. He missed some games for Gujarat Titans in 2022 as well due to the precaution or due to some injury he suffered in the IPL, but he actually recovered and played brilliantly well 2 years ago and led to Gujarat Titans to their first title in the 2022 edition itself. So Hardik Pandya's case is completely different. Hopefully he will be available somewhere down the line in the red ball format, but that probability looks less and less likely as the days go by. His priority will be ODI cricket as well as T20 cricket, so we don't have to target Hardik Pandya. So that's my humble request. In the B category, we have Surya Kumar Yadav, Rishabh Pant, who was demoted from category A to category B. That's a good decision because he didn't play any cricket in 2023 due to the horrific injury he suffered in December 2022. Kuldeep Yadav, who has performed excellently well throughout the year across all formats, he has been promoted from category C to category A. Akshar Patel has been demoted from A to B because not getting enough chances as well as not performing according to his potential. That's a fair decision as well. And Yashasvi Jaiswal, who straight away came into category B, as we know that he has had a phenomenal year, 2 double hundreds, 1 century in the West Indies, so that's a no-brainer as well. In C category, grade C, there are actually 15 players: Rinku Singh, Tilak Verma, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Shardul Thakur, Shivam Dubey, Ravi Bishnoi, Jitesh Sharma, Washington Sundar, Mukesh Kumar, who represent India in all the formats, Sanju Samson, who played brilliantly well in the ODIs, Arshdeep Singh, who has been one of the best bowlers in the T20 format, KS Bharat, Prasidh Krishna, Avesh Khan, and Rajat Patidar. Um, Actually, BCCI's criteria is this, which was released through a statement. Minimum number of games for consideration of a contract, that is a C grade contract, is 3 tests or 8 ODIs or 10 T20s. If the one plays either of the three or satisfies either of the one criteria in the respective format, they were automatically included in grade C contract on a pro rata basis. So that's what that happens. The BCCI also added in a statement that Dhruv Jurel and Sarfaraz Khan, having participated in 2 test matches, that is the third and the fourth test, could move into grade C if they feature in the upcoming Dharmshala test against England. So of course they will, and the number of players with grade C contract will be increased from 15 to 17, as both Sarfaraz and Dhruv Jurel will have played 3 test matches according to the criteria. In addition to the annual contract, the selection committee has also recommended the fast bowling contracts for certain players for acknowledging their specialized skills and potential contribution in the bowling department. These are 5 bowlers. Now what the bowler will do, they won't be considered for all 3 formats. They will be considered as a specialist for the respective formats as well. For example, Umran Malik will only be considered for the ODI format. Vijay Kumar Vishak, Yash Dayal will be considered for test matches if there are some injuries or replacement or some rotation of the players. And one player who has been performing consistently well is Vidwat Kaveri Appa. He also deserves a place in this contract. So 5 players: Akashdeep Singh, who actually made his debut in the test format, Vijay Kumar Vishak, Umran Malik, Yash Dayal, and Vidwat Kaveri Appa. Actually, BCCI, actually there is a change in the usual practice this year. Didn't mention the remuneration of the top 4 players across the categories, but the convention is that A plus category gets 7 crore rupees, A category gets 5 crore rupees, B category gets 3 crore rupees, and C category gets 1 crore rupees. The BCCI has also recommended to the athletes the warning which I mentioned at the start of my video, that all athletes give precedence to participating in domestic cricket during periods when they are not representing the national team. So that is the big example they made out of Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer, and that is the way to go. And about the remuneration, I think it would have been increased or it would have stayed the same. So that doesn't make any sense to discuss it further. So all in all, an excellent decision taken by the BCCI to avoid giving contracts to Shreyas Iyer as well as Ishan Kishan, and overall contracts also very good. No, not any controversy or not any scope for distrust at all amongst the players. So how did you like my analysis of this news? Please tell me in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for further notifications. We'll meet in the next video. Till then everyone, bye, and I humbly request to you all once again, please subscribe guys. Thank you.